It's the kind of announcement no fan ever wants to hear. Nelly Furtado, the powerhouse voice behind I'm Like a Bird and Promiscuous, has just revealed she's stepping away from the stage for the foreseeable future. After decades of defining pop music and making unforgettable comebacks, her sudden decision to pause everything has left fans stunned and wondering, why now? For an artist who just reignited her career with a brand new album and electric live performances, this silence feels louder than any note she's ever sung. Something deeper seems to be behind this, and that's exactly what we're about to uncover. On a quiet Friday afternoon, Nelly Furtado dropped a message that rippled across the music world. In a heartfelt Instagram post, the Grammy-winning singer thanked fans for 25 incredible years since her debut album, Whoa, Nelly. But then came the twist no one saw coming. She revealed she was taking an indefinite hiatus from performing, saying it's time to step away and focus on other creative and personal endeavors. The post wasn't filled with drama or cryptic clues, just raw honesty. Yet the tone, it carried a finality that made her words feel heavier than a typical break. For an artist who's been glowing under the spotlight for 2 decades, the sudden decision raised eyebrows. Was this burnout, reinvention, or something else entirely? When Nelly said she wanted to step away to focus on other creative and personal endeavors, fans couldn't help but read between the lines. This wasn't just about taking a break. It sounded like a woman closing one chapter of her life to explore another. Her words about the new generation of artists struck a deeper chord. It felt like a symbolic handover, as if she's gracefully stepping back to let others shine while she rediscovers her own purpose offstage. Insiders and fans alike believe this could be Nelly's way of reclaiming balance after years of constant reinvention. From her early 2000s dominance to her quiet years and powerful comeback, she's proven she can always evolve, and maybe this time, she's simply evolving away from the spotlight. Just a year ago, Nelly Furtado looked unstoppable. Her return to music in 2024, after nearly a decade away, had fans buzzing with excitement. With the release of her album 7, she was back on stage, radiating the same confidence and creativity that made her a global icon in the early 2000s. It wasn't just nostalgia, it was evolution. She embraced the new wave of pop and electronic sounds while staying true to her unique artistry. Fans were convinced this was the start of a new era. But now, her sudden announcement has flipped that hope on its head. What makes it even more shocking is that Nelly seemed genuinely happy performing again, collaborating with younger artists, reuniting with Timbaland, and reconnecting with the fans who'd missed her dearly. Yet somewhere behind the curtain, something must have shifted. A quiet realization that maybe the stage no longer felt like home. Nelly Furtado's career has always been defined by fearless reinvention. From her breakthrough hit, I'm Like a Bird, to the seductive energy of Promiscuous, she mastered the art of transformation long before it became an industry trend. Every era of Nelly's music felt like a new story, unapologetic and deeply human. Her collaborations with legends like Timbaland changed the sound of 2000s pop forever, blending R&B, Latin, and global rhythms into something uniquely hers. She was never afraid to take risks, even when they meant stepping out of the mainstream spotlight, and through every rise and retreat, she's remained authentic, an artist who valued expression over fame. That's why this hiatus feels less like an ending and more like a continuation of her evolution. She's leaving behind a legacy of creativity, courage, and emotional truth that newer artists still draw inspiration from today. Asterisk. One of the most touching parts of Nelly's message was her tribute to the new generation of artists. It wasn't just a polite farewell, it was a passing of the torch. Over the last few years, Nelly has watched her old hits find new life on TikTok in remixes, and through fresh collaborations with rising stars. It was actually her daughter who showed her how Gen Z had rediscovered her music, a full circle moment that reignited her passion for performing. She saw her influence living on through artists blending styles just like she once did, proving her sound was ahead of its time. But now, instead of competing with this new wave, she's cheering them on. Her hiatus feels like both a goodbye and a blessing, a recognition that music keeps moving forward, and she's proud to have helped shape what it's become. Asterisk. The moment Nelly Furtado dropped her announcement, social media lit up. Fans flooded her comment section with heartbreak, gratitude, and nostalgia. Many said her music defined their teenage years. Songs like "I'm Like a Bird" and "Say It Right" became the soundtrack of their youth. Others expressed shock, calling it the end of an era, while some simply hoped her hiatus wouldn't last too long. Even fellow artists chimed in. A few thanked her for paving the way for genre-bending pop music, crediting her fearless experimentation for inspiring their own careers. Producers and DJs who recently collaborated with her shared messages of admiration, calling her a true visionary who never followed trends, she created them, across the internet. One sentiment echoed louder than anything else: Nelly Furtado may be stepping back, but her influence isn't going anywhere. Her sound, her energy, and her artistry continue to ripple through today's music scene like a timeless melody. Asterisk. Nelly Furtado's announcement might sound like an ending, but it feels more like a pause. After all, legends don't fade. They evolve. She's not walking away from music. She's simply stepping back to breathe, reflect, and maybe rediscover what it means to create without pressure. For over 2 decades, Nelly has danced between genres, languages, and eras, proving time and again that authenticity never goes out of style. Her hiatus doesn't erase that. If anything, it adds another layer to her story, one of growth, peace, and artistic freedom, because when she does return, and fans are convinced she will, it won't just be another comeback. It'll be a renaissance, the kind only Nelly Furtado could deliver.